All right, call to order the City of Cannon Falls City Council meeting Tuesday, December 2nd. Roll call, please.
Diane Johnson,
Here.
Zimmerman, absent. Chad Johnson,
Here.
Jepson,
Here.
Nobach,
Here.
Cronenberger,
Here.
Montgomery, absent.
Okay, stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, can I get approval for the agenda, please?
So moved. Second.
First by Nobach, a second by Diane Johnson. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. No one signed up for public input tonight, so we can move on to the consent agenda. The consent agenda items may be adopted under one motion as presented or may be removed for discussion and resolution as council business. A, just and correct claims accounting period ending November 25th, 2025. B, meeting minutes for November 18th, 2025 city council meetings. C, approve gambling premises permit application for St. Pius Church. D, approve city hall closure request. E, approve health insurance memorandum of understanding for 49ers Union. F, approve pay equity report 2025. G, approve Minnesota paid leave law implementation. H, approve wastewater treatment plant head works professional services agreement. I, Resolution 2846, accepting $1,000 donation from Invenergy to the fire department. J, Resolution 2847, approving State of Minnesota joint powers agreements with the City of Cannon Falls on behalf of its city attorney and police department. K, introduction and first reading of ordinance 413, an ordinance amending city code title 11 relating to fees, charges, and rates. And L, approve 2026 CETA Community Development Contract. Any items anyone would like to pull down or discuss, or can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I was just gonna not pull it down, but just comment on one.
Okay?
On K, the ordinance thing, or the fees, charges, rates. Just my thanks to John and your staff for not increasing the water sewer rates this year to hold them steady, and also for extending the summer sewer credit through the month of October. So thank you.
Yes, yeah. I do believe the impact is probably going to be offset by more homes coming in, so that's more usage within our community, anticipating what we'll have. So I don't believe like the revenue is going to be anything negatively impact. So it didn't change on the sewer side for the budgeting purposes. But
Thank you.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second. Okay, a motion to approve by Chad Johnson and a second by Lisa. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Moves us to reports. Sometimes Maggie asks somebody to speak on behalf of the chamber. Anyone? No.
she hadn't, but I would just put in the announcement today was her last day as chamber director. The chamber board meets next week Friday to discuss filling the position, and they did invite me to participate in that conversation. So I'll be on the Zoom call with them because I'll be up in Little Falls working that day. But
They did deck the falls, and I know that was a success.
yes,
so
yeah, I was here for that. It looked like, despite the weather, everything went off pretty well.
Yeah. Okay. Library board.
The only update from that meeting is that we updated the library card policy. So now we do not have an age limit, a bottom age limit for getting library cards. So now you just have to be born to be able to get one. So up until last month, the rule was kind of putting a block in the way. It was you had to be 6 or finished kindergarten, and we were really the only library in the area that had that barrier to access. So we removed it, and now, like all of the other libraries around us, you have to be born. So come and get them.
Do they have to show ID?
Not the infant.
Okay. Just kidding.
All right. And then the Joint Powers Trail met at last week.
Nope, it was canceled.
Oh, perfect. I'm not perfect, but sorry. Mark that one off the list. I actually don't think they meet in November and January, right?
They normally do. And they normally meet in November.
Right, but December, January, they don't. Okay. Okay, and then go around the room. Nicole, do you have anything else you would like to share with us?
Sure. Yep. So we have some good things coming up this month. I do want to give a little bit of a recap for Deck the Falls. We had 97 people come to the story time with Santa for Deck the Falls, which is a pretty standard amount, but good fun. John said that he liked it. So
I was there.
yep. So yeah, we had a good crowd. And we have a couple of fun programs coming up this month. On the 13th, we have a holiday cookie competition. Sorry, not cooking. We don't have the facility to cook. But we have a competition for holiday cookies at noon. So bake some, eat some. Come to the library. All right? Cookies are always fun. And on the 17th at 5 p.m., the CVSC Cannon Valley, I can't remember the words, they're having a holiday concert and sing-along. So the singers are going to be doing a holiday concert and sing-along. So, the Senior Center, that's it, Cannon Valley Senior Center. So please come to the library for that. We are going to have a Grinch story time this month, too, on one of our Thursdays. For the Thursday right before Christmas. We will be closed Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And other than that, we will have regular hours this month.
Can I just part of the library board meeting? I thought it was interesting. We had the numbers from Halloween.
Yeah.
I found that number to be very interesting. Was it like 1,100 pieces of candy, 1,100 kids, or what was it?
We had, so I count every single person who comes to the library for the trick-or-treat trot, and we had 1,441.
1,400, yeah. It's just
So-
a lot of people that come through, and that's
Yeah.
an impressive number. That's all.
Yeah.
Yep.
And some of them say, can we use the bathroom? And then some say, let's go check out books. And we say, go ahead.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Izzy?
I'm just going to provide a little update on the Fair Zone ordinance. That was discussion of last planning commission. So this Friday, I'm going to hold time at City Hall for community members, anybody to come in and just share their thoughts or ideas on that Fair Zone ordinance. Just an opportunity for people to provide their input before we make more changes or bring it to planning commission for action. So anyone can stop in at City Hall 8 a.m. to 4:30 and just come provide their thoughts and their input. We had a meeting with the Fair Board last night to speak. We didn't have as many community members show up. I think only one community member came. So that's why this Friday, if anyone wants to come speak about that fair zone, this is an opportunity for them to do that again before we have action on that item.
Good. Is that proposed ordinance available online?
It is not at the moment.
Would it be, or is that not allowed?
It was part of the planning commission packet, and I think
Which-
that is,
Is that, but that's not online, is it?
Yeah.
oh. Yeah, we'll put the old version of that, but I'll add to the comments from
Thank you.
last night's meeting. We are already discussing potential reduction of number of motorized events, limitations on different motorized events. There were a lot of positive things, I think, that came out of that conversation and direction. So in terms of where we stand, will we have something that is ready for decision on next Monday's planning commission? I don't believe so. I think getting that input and buy-in and assurances from the neighborhood I feel is really important. So, that's why we want to make sure that there's time for people to come and share their input, and that will go into the consideration. We'll share that information with the planning commission. So, and the intent would be, if it isn't ready for decision, then Monday's meeting will be just discussion about changes and things to bring back and to a final version.
So just, Izzy, if people can't make it on Friday, are they allowed to email you? That's welcome, I would assume, and all that
Yep,
stuff.
absolutely. They can email me any ideas or thoughts. My email's on the website, so anyone can send what they have or ideas if they can't stop in on Friday.
Great, thanks.
Okay. Bill, anything from you today?
2 items. Lead service inventory. So just if everybody recalls, last spring, we did a lead service inventory. That was paid for by a grant from the state, and then we did it again in October. And one of the things that's come out of that, or after that, is we have to notify anybody in the city in perpetuity if they either have a lead service line or they have an unknown service line. So we've been getting some questions of, why am I getting this letter? And because maybe they participated, they had an inspection, but that would take care of the line on their house. So we have to categorize everybody's service line by what's in the house, and then what's what we call the city side. So basically from the road to the curb stop. So if we, being the city, don't know what the material is, just because it was maybe built in the 50s or 60s or 70s, they still get a letter. And they will continue to get a letter. So there's been a little confusion about that. Maybe some of you received a letter as well. So we will do that every year until we eliminate all the unknowns. So now how are we going to eliminate the unknowns? Is we did apply for a grant. Preliminarily, we have received said grant. The details are still forthcoming. But what that means is in 2026, we will have a grant to replace lead service lines and to eliminate more of the unknowns. So, which is great news for the city. Is there an immediate problem or health concern? No. But this is being proactive. This is the state being proactive and the city being proactive. So again, just wanted to pass that along. The second item is also, we did receive last year, if you recall, a PFAS grant. So PFAS, those are the forever chemicals that are in our wastewater discharge, not in our drinking water. They're in our wastewater. So we continue to work on that, doing sampling throughout the city and trying to identify the sources. And then we'll be meeting with those industries and doing items to correct that, to help remove that from our discharge. That's it. Thank you.
If I'm assuming that some of the folks that got the unknown letter I know that you guys aren't sitting around waiting, but can they still have someone come out and check it, or is that?
They can, yeah. So what I would do is have them call City Hall, get a hold of Jed. And actually, a lot of the unknowns are on the city side, so you can't actually tell unless you dig a hole to basically dig it up. So, but yes, we'd definitely, if someone did not get an inspection here in October, please reach out and we'll make sure that happens.
Okay. Okay, Jed.
Just a reminder that winter parking ordinance is in effect, so no street parking from midnight to 6 a.m. From November 1st to March 30th. I'd like to thank the police department for going out during this last snowstorm and reminding many residents of that, and they were able to clear many cars off the street, so the public works staff was able to do a pretty good job at getting everything cleaned up in one shot. And the other thing I have is, now that we have snow on the ground, we can burn our brush pile, so we were planning on doing that on Monday. So if you see a big old cloud of smoke coming out of Public Works down there, it's just the brush pile. So, thank you.
Yeah. Chief McCormick.
A couple of things. Deck the Falls is behind us.
Yep.
For the police department, that's the last real big event we have for 2025. We will start planning our 2026 events in March and April, so we can get that ahead of council before those start up. But only a few short months, the events will start up again. Jed talked about winter parking. Saturday, we got a fair amount of snow that resulted in some cars unfortunately being towed, ticketed and towed as a result. We were lucky in that activity-wise, it permitted the officers to get out early and try to get people to get their cars out of the way. Even doing that, we still ended up having to tow some. And we're never happy when we have to do that. We know it's expensive for the vehicle owner, but the reality is we get them off the street so that when Public Works comes out, they can go curb to curb without having to slow down, without having to worry about parked vehicles. It's so incredibly important to be efficient in that snow removal. So for those of you who did get tows, sorry that happened, but we do our best to try to get vehicles warned before then. That can't always happen, especially if we have a busy night with calls. The officers will then shift immediately to issuing the tickets and tows to get them off the streets. But the best advice we can give anybody is if it's snowing, don't park on the street. We ticket and tow when Public Works tells us they're going to be coming out and doing the removals, but they might come out for 1 inch because it's a wet, heavy snow. They might not come out for 3 inches because it's a light, fluffy snow that started late in the morning. Just if it's snowing or going to snow, get off the streets with your vehicles. That's the best advice we can give, and we ask for their cooperation so we don't have to ticket and tow vehicles. The other thing would be we have the holiday events coming up, so we're already into December. Pretty soon we'll be having New Year's. Just want to remind people, when you go out for any party events and social things, plan to have somebody that can drive if you're going to be drinking. We want to try to minimize the number of people that are driving impaired on the roadways, whether it's from alcohol or now legalized marijuana. The impacts can be tremendous on not just their lives, but on other people if they're involved in accidents. So drive safely, plan ahead. That's all I got.
Thank you. Miss Sarah? Mr. John?
Excuse, kind of bury the lead for next meeting, but the budget for 2026, I just kind of closed on making any adjustments and edits to that, and the final percentage number is a levy increase of only 3.17%. So if you got your sheets, your proposed tax statements, that's with a 10.8% increase. So this is down to just 3.7. So I did notice in the calculations of that the estimated taxable market value that I was given by the county in September has been reduced. So I'm not sure if that is something that will factor change when they do the final tax statements in the early part of next year, which does impact the rate. So my hope was our rate would stay pretty close to the same, but it looks like the rate might just jump up like less than 1% with this amount. But most taxable values are proposed for next year are staying pretty flat. So if you stayed flat, then you'll see just less than a 1% increase. So very, very good things on that front, and I'll go into more details about how that all came together. And then just lastly, spoke with the owner of the nursing home today. So reiterated the city's position with that, and he's committed that we'll be willing to work together. So I don't believe there'll be forcible actions, but he knows he's got a short window to make something happen, whether it's sell the property and get it ready for redevelopment, or work with us to apply for the grant and get it torn down, ensuring that the city is not paying for anything at the demolition of that building.
Okay. Diane?
Hats off to everybody for a great Deck the Falls. It was great, and thanks for the great plowing job after after the mess.
I'm good.
My hat goes off to the police department. I drove by the school this morning and a car had just gotten in the ditch. And by the time I could drop my kid off and try to contact an officer, I saw everyone was safe. They were already there. And I know that was within 5 minutes of the accident happening. Those are young, experienced drivers out on the road now, and some of them are on their first time in the snow. So I'm sure it's not the last time this winter, I'm gonna see it. So thank you. You guys got good officers out there.
Nothing. Nothing.
What?
I got nothing.
Okay, well, it's been said several times. I'll just reiterate. I did not attend Deck the Falls, but I heard that it was like a Hallmark movie. Actually heard that from multiple people. So thanks for everybody who put that together. And with that, I will take a motion to adjourn.
Motion?
Second?
Motion by Lisa, a second by Diane Johnson. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.